I don't want to do this, but can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? I shouldn't be muted, but can you hear me now? Oh, good. So I just needed a microphone because for whatever reason, the microphone on here doesn't want to work. So I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I'm not all technological or anything. So, and my tech guy is at bowling right now. So, I think I have an external microphone, so I'll try that next time. But I wanted to try something new. So yesterday we went to Disneyland, and it was whatever could go wrong did go wrong. So first, Matt and I got in a little, oh, my eye. Yeah, that was the end of the night. I don't know if anybody can see. Maybe I should start with the end of the night and then work my way back. So, nah, I think I'm going to, my eye is doing okay. It's just a little black and blue. I fell last night at Downtown Disney. And so I stopped as we were leaving and we were going to the tram. It was right where La Brea Bakery is. And this girl had on this shirt that was one of my favorite shirts I ever owned, so much so that at Disneyland that I bought it 2 different times. So I asked her, where did she get it? Because the last time I saw it was in the 90s. And she goes, oh, I bought it off of eBay, but you might want to check some Etsy stores or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. And I went to turn and go to the tram. And Matt, by this time, Matt wasn't paying attention to where I was at. He thought I was right behind him. I didn't say, it was my fault because I didn't say, hey, I'm going to go ask this lady where she got her shirt at. It was like one of the split decisions. And so I turned and I didn't get my footing right on the pavement area and I fell. One, the good thing is that I had nothing in my hands. My phone was in my pocket. The camera was in my backpack. And I had my Spirit jersey in there. So it kind of gave it some fluff. So if I did land on it, and I keep my bag draped here. So I fell on top of that. So I had my sunglasses, everything in there. And I'll tell you what, I hit the ground and I hurt my hand. Let me see if you can see that. So I caught myself, but my head was already going with so much force that I landed on my eye right here, which I don't know if you guys can see, but I came home and some guy said, you need any help? Are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I thought I was fine. And then I got up and I finally found Matthew because at this point I was like, where's Matthew at? And I got to find Matthew. And then by the time I found him, then that's when I broke down and he goes, oh my, what happened? I told him and he comforted me like he should have because he's my husband and, he is compassionate. And he's like, oh man, you got it. You did a number on that. So, crying at Disneyland at the end of the day and not for the right reasons. And then I came home and I iced it. Yeah, I'm glad that nothing broke. No arms, no nothing broke. So, but anyways, when I woke up this morning, I got a bit of a shiner. Yeah, and then I'm okay. My ego is bruised mostly because, who likes to fall? A 40-year-old woman falling at Disneyland at the end of the day is a bit of a bruised ego more so. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. It does hurt. I shouldn't even play with it. You can see that it's purple. I don't know. It happens. And the stay didn't start out very good. It just, it just was not a very good day at Disneyland. And we have those bruised ego. Yeah. That's about what it comes down to, is it was more of a bruised ego than anything. And I haven't had a shiner like that in a while. When I was like 2, 3, maybe 4, when my mom and I and Karen lived in the apartments off of Franklin Street in Buena Park, I was running around. They had like these 4 like brick walls, it'd be like 4 square, like a whatever, but it was like that. I don't know if you guys can see it like that. So you had a picnic area on each side with the charcoal pit. And I was running and running and running and running as a 3 or 4-year-old does. And bam, I hit myself right into into one of those too, the brick wall. So probably not. I don't know if it's the same eye. Probably not. But they thought I'd have a concussion from that. I had to stay up all night. So I was like, Matt asked if I should go to the hospital. Asked me if I want to go to the hospital. I was like, I'll be fine. So anyways, that was my story time from yesterday. Can't help it. It just happens. How have you been, Brianna? Been good? Have we heard anything about your brother? That's what I want to know. Or do we know when we're going to be able to find out? I mean, they had 20,000 entries. I'm sure that's a lot of stuff to start going through. Make sure you never fall and hit your head. Or else you might end up with something pretty like that. So, trying to think what else. What else have we done? Been okay. School's been stressing me out. They never got back to them. Huh. Do they know when they should be getting back to people? Oh, the Spartan race will be good. I see him doing that. That'll be good. When are they supposed to be having the auditions? He can always go for open auditions if that doesn't work. But the Spartan race will be good, and then maybe the next time auditions come around for Ninja Warrior, it'll give him a little bit more to talk to about. Make sure you guys get footage of that too. Oh. American Ninja Warrior. Crazy. So, I don't know, guys. We're thinking about going to Noggles tomorrow at the beach, because this week Matt's birthday is Friday, the 11th. And then we're going to, I don't know what we're doing. Oh, we're going out to dinner with my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law to take them out for dinner. And then Saturday we get to go see our friends, the Bakers. Our friend Lisa is in Annie at the attic. So I don't know. It seems like the whole system is messed up though, because I know on Twitter people are complaining they didn't get back to them, and happy early birthday to Matt. Happy birthday, Matt. Yay. So maybe they got so many applicants that they haven't gotten through all of them. But you would think that they would say that they're extending out because they haven't gotten through all of them, which is interesting. It's interesting. I'm sure there's like a whole message board and stuff about it. At least they had message boards back in my day about things like this. I guess the message board is kind of dying. I guess Twitter is the new message board, if you will. Yeah, that's kind of rude. Do we really want to be part of a something that they can't even give a common courtesy as to, hey guys, we already sent everything out to everybody. You should have known, or hey, we're running behind on reviewing everything. We've extended it out. You'll probably know something by June or July. I don't know. Common courtesy is just kind of dead, I think, at this point. Like, if you're going to be late, let someone know, let the person that you're supposed to meet up with that you're going to be late. Hey, I'm running late, lost track of time. Oh my gosh. If you want to meet a different time, let's meet a different time. I apologize for wasting your time. That type of thing. Come on. I mean, common decency and courtesy is just, it's lost somewhere along the lines these days. So, exactly. And yeah, it's dead. Like, communication is important. It is very important. Why? Just because you're some big company or entity or whatever, don't skimp on the important things like communication. But I think once you get to be too big for your britches type of thing, the right hand really doesn't know how to talk to the left hand. So sometimes a smaller to mid-size place is a little bit better than something that's really huge. So, and by the way, not one security guard when you need them. Not even a police. I didn't even see a police officer at downtown Disney last night. See? And true. Spartan race, got back instantly. He already has a date and everything. That is amazing. See, when one door closes, another one will open. And it's usually the right one that you need to walk through. It's okay to say no to things. It's okay to say, your stuff does not align with what my values are. Your values do not align up. We do not align up with our values. So it's okay. I'm going to say no. I think you're still a decent company, but I think I need to take my things elsewhere. And that's okay. And sometimes we have, to be honest, we have to have failures in life in order to learn and grow. I read an article today out of, I think, New Jersey. It was out of New Jersey. I saw it on Facebook, I think, or Twitter. And it basically, because one girl did not make the cheerleading squad, the principal said, well, everybody, it's all inclusive. Everybody has to make it. Anybody who wants to be a cheerleader can be a cheerleader. That's great. But it's a sport. And I tried out for drill team in junior high and cheerleading in high school. And you know what? It's okay that I didn't get it. It was a lot of hard work. And I was not ready for that. There were girls that were so much better and deserved it. They worked really hard for that. And they may have grown up doing a lot of the gymnastics and everything. And you know what? It made me stronger. Would I have liked to have been on the cheerleading squad? Yeah. But I'm glad that I didn't get picked because I learned some valuable lessons from that. It was nice to try out and see the sneak peek of everything, but by no means was I a dancer. Maybe they can make these girls like the basketball cheerleaders or stuff that don't go into competition and need the gymnastics and everything that go with that. But then you've got, how do you learn from your mistakes, It's okay to say no. And oh my God, really, no security guard or police officer tried to help you. Geez, Disney, yes, exactly. Failure can teach a lot. I get she really wanted it, but I know where you're going with this. But sometimes it's a no. And there's a reason. There's a door that is closing, and you need to find where the door that's going to be open to be on the team. But to implement an exclusive cheerleaders, that means that if you're doing that, I would think that you have to do that for all the sports. And unfortunately, with cheerleaders, there's gymnastics that's involved, and it's very athletic and precise. And if you drop someone when they're twirling in the air and all this stuff, and you drop them, that could paralyze them. So I get that you want to be a cheerleader, but do you want to be the gymnastics part of it? Or do you want to be on like the dance? Or do you want to be at the games cheerleading? If you just want to be at the game cheerleading, like I know basketball, I know at my high school, I don't even really think that the cheerleaders went to cheer for the basketball teams, but maybe make the basketball cheerleaders, and they're the B squad that doesn't do all the sportsman-like stuff with the jumps and the twirl. Like they can do the jumps, but the twirls and the throwing people up, the flying baskets or whatever they're called. I don't know. So yes, exactly. If you do this or this sport, then you do it for all sports. Exactly. I'm getting all preachy. I'm sorry. I read it and I just was flabbergasted because there were so many great points that were made about failure. And it's so true. And like pep squad, there you go. Maybe they should do a pep squad, and then that could be all inclusive. We had a Black student union drill team. We had all these different things that were available. The drill team didn't do flips and tricks and all of that stuff. They were the drill team, and it wasn't just exclusive to those women of color. There were many different shades in there, and that was beautiful. It was all inclusive for everyone. Anybody who wanted to try out and join, they were able to do that. I just don't understand this thinking that I don't know. We need to teach our kids failure. It's okay to fail. We are not going to be perfect in everything that we do. Shoot, I'd love to be a professional painter, but I can't paint. I mean, I paint, but I don't have really any artisticness that comes with it. Done a little bit and tried some stuff, but I'm by no means would I sell my stuff because I know that I'm not that great of a painter, So it's okay to fail. It is okay to fail at something, learn, grow, move on. All right, so you didn't make cheer squad. Pick another activity in the school and see what you can bring to the table to that. I have 2 left feet. I took dance in eighth grade, summer of 8th and 9th grade, I think it was. It was not pretty. And why I thought I could be a cheerleader is beyond me. So, I don't know. But it made me try out every single year. I think when I was the dance team, drill team was different than what the Black Student Union's drill team was in high school. It was just a dance team. Again, whatever thought that I could even be a drill team member was beyond me. But not everybody's perfect or going to be good at everything. Hello out there. That should be your new slogan merch. It's okay to fail. That should be. I don't have any merch yet. It's okay to fail. That should be my inline. And remember, kids, it's okay to fail. Because I think we place so much emphasis on being perfect and doing every single thing we possibly can. And what does that do? That stresses people out. Why do we have people with so much anxiety? Because they think that they need to do it perfect and do it perfect the first time. But they have to do everything. And you don't have to do everything. And these parents that are just getting tired, they're just tired. They have 3 kids and they're each in like 2 or 3 different extracurricular activities. Slow down. They don't have to do everything. Let them pick one. Shoot. I grew up where we were too broke for me to do softball and Girl Scouts. I had to pick one or the other. 5th and 6th grade, I had softball, which was great. I loved it. It was good. I would have loved to continue with that. But I really liked Girl Scouts. I didn't do Girl Scouts in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade. I think it was my 2nd and 3rd grade years that I did Girl Scouts. And we moved out to Moreno Valley. And that was the first time I had ever done softball. And I loved it. And I did it for 5th and 6th grade. And then 7th grade, my mother said, Girl Scouts with the camping, and I'll be your troop leader, and we can do all this fun stuff. And it's a yearly activity. Like you have stuff that you can do all throughout the year, or you can be signed up for softball, which is only for the spring to the first part of the summer. And you can pick what you want, but we can only do one. I picked what makes more sense to you? Something that you pay cheaper for a year activity, or something that's just for a few months? Of course, I'm going to pick the year thing. I agree. Brianna says, I still think you learned more from Girl Scouts and gained more. You do. You learn life skills, how to build a fire, how to build a tent. Knowing that you can rely on yourself if you need to. You learn cooking skills. You learn, you just learn so many skills in that. You grow as a individual, and you do things that you don't even know that you are capable of doing. I love Girl Scouts. I'm having issues the last few years. When I was a scout leader, it just kind of pushed me at where I saw things at a different, and I don't know if it was just because of the council I was in or with the merging of things, I just got a little turned off. And as far as cookies, it's okay to say no to the scouts. Matter of fact, again, this ties into it's okay to fail. We need to learn how to take no. How do you go from a no? It's okay to take a no. And you learn business skills with the cookies and the nut sales and everything. So with that, nuts, the girls make more. The troop earns more from the nut sales. Also I love this, Brianna. Also discover what it's like to work with a team with like-minded individuals. And yeah, the recent changes are a little skeptical for me. Sorry. That was my speech impediment that was coming through. So it's hard. When you're used to scouting being about scouting, going out into the woods and learning how to make yourself where you don't have to rely on anyone, and but you can work as a team, but you can work on your own type of thing. And I get that STEM is a big thing, and we should have more girls in science. And if there's girls that want to learn science, that's great. To me, it's more homework. Who wants to join a organization that's going to give you homework? That's not fun. I don't want to do that. I want to go and learn how to sew, learn how to do photography, learn how to do the tracks for animals, and sailing. I want to learn how to sail, and I want to learn how to swim, and I want to learn how to, go on these adventures and be fearless. And, that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to learn homework. make science camp, make science clubs at work, at school, not at work. They want to learn about technology, have a badge about technology. That's fine. And then go and you talk to JPL or, scientists and go that way. But to make it homework, it just, to me, was just, and maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. And then the cookie thing, just really, the girls don't make as much per box. And it's almost up to like $5 a box now. And some of the cookies you can buy through Keebler, it's not special anymore. No, I thought the same thing with homework. It felt like more like homework than it was fun. You should be giving back. Going to the nursing homes. Like Girl Scouts should be about service. Yeah. Our girls in the greater Los Angeles district or what is it called? Council. Greater LA, they got 75 cents per box. And mind you, those boxes of cookies got to pay for council. Council gets a little divot of it. National gets money from it. Then you've got the baking companies that gets a profit from it. So what does that leave? Really, you're paying $5. So one, I don't need the sugar. So I kind of gave that up a while ago, that the best thing you can do is maybe have if you want to spend $40 on Girl Scout cookies, make a donation to the troop. It's better to make a donation to the troop than that way they get the whole $40 than spending $40 on cookies that they, to be honest, aren't that great anymore. Sorry. The cookies are just overrated for me. I don't know how I got into a rant of Girl Scouts and cookies, but it is okay to say no to them and not feel bad. Because they need to learn, people need to learn the no and how to handle a no. So don't get me wrong. I love the Girl Scouts. I learned a lot as a scout and as a leader. Had a lot of fun. I just saw some things I didn't like. And the way that they made our little council of Spanish Trails feel, and even Long Beach, how it just made them nothing when they all merged into greater LA. Like nothing sacred. I just got disgusted. And it could just be, and I think it might just be the greater LA council that I really have a problem with. But San Gorgonio is a good council. That's the council I grew up with as a scout. And it really felt like they were really more about the girls and focused on that and centered. They had better stuff. They took care of their stuff. Just camping. I went to Azalea Trails. I loved going to sleepaway camp. Sleeping out underneath the stars. This all goes back into failing, right? Because you may be good at softball, but you may be crappy at camping, or, you never know what you're going to learn. Say, when my troop discovered we were making 50 to 75 cents per box, we felt discouraged, like we were cheap labor for some reason. See? And you know what? When I was a scout in the 90s, cookies were $2.50 a box. And I don't know how much the girls got at that time. I don't know how much we were making or whatever. Actually, I can tell you a little story. One of the girls, because we were in Moreno Valley, and we were very active with the military because the March Air Force Base is right there. One of the girls, because I think her dad was in the military, said, I really wish in the first Iraqi war, Desert Storm was going on, probably made the same amount, but the other ones were getting less profit, right? Now they're getting more and more, right? And it could be that things cost more to make. So she wanted to make sure that her daddy and his friends that were serving overseas, protecting really the oil, but that's what everybody says, that's what that was for, but protecting our freedoms and serving our country, wanted to make sure that they wanted to send a little home, which is the Girl Scout cookies, right, overseas. And they petitioned and they went through the San Gregorio Girl Scout Council and through National. And we were able to have a donation, troops for troops. So the Girl Scout troops would take orders, Girl Scout cookie orders, so that way we can send them overseas. So that happened in my council when I was a girl. And not even just my council, but my district area. And that I feel very proud of, to be able to have seen that part of history on this end, because now that's a big thing. See, and that exactly, Brianna, that it is amazing. And that's the stuff that I think we all love to see. That's what scouting is about, doing service for others, not making a profit, learning and growing and loving our human beings that are here on this earth, and learning to love nature and all its inhabitants, and getting a better understanding of why we're here as a human race. So, I mean, like I said, the greater LA kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know why, it just did. And I was there when the whole conversion happened, and it just wasn't pretty. And I know that I have friends at work, or I have a friend that I went to camp with back in the 90s that works for San Gregorio. And I got to go up to for the 75th anniversary of Camp Azalea Trails. They had a reunion for the counselors and anyone that was a counselor at that camp, and anyone who was a counselor in training, which I went through the program. And I would have applied to be a camp counselor, but I was only 17 and a half when I graduated, and they wanted people that were 18. My mom told me to apply anyways. I'm a rule follower. I should have listened to her, because when I was a counselor in training, I think the first year I was a counselor in training, we had the Landers Big Bear earthquake. And I just instinctively, like in the morning at 5:00 in the morning, Landers happened. And I just jumped up. We all jumped up out of our bed, and were like, it sounded like a freight train coming through. And then all of a sudden you see the trees in the mountains just move up and down. And that was the coolest thing to me, to see earth science and how an earthquake really is just a wave. And you read about things, but to actually see it in action. So that happened. And then after breakfast, while we were cleaning up, the Big Bear earthquake happened, which, by the way, our sister camp, who was also in session, Camp Totona, I believe it was Totona, is up in Big Bear. And they had like power lines that went down and just all this crazy stuff. It was very crazy. But us counselors in training had this bench. We weren't quite counselors, but we weren't quite campers. And so we had a bench. And I didn't realize that the glass was plexiglass. I thought it was actual glass. I don't know why. That's like my 14, 15-year-old brain just not getting it, not having the wisdom and the tenure here on earth. With all of that, I don't know. So the Big Bear earthquake hits. We're all in there singing and, waiting for everybody to be done, clearing everything up so that way we can get on and move on with all of our different areas. And it hits, and I instinctively got up, grabbed 2 of the brownies, put their heads in my lap, and put my back over them to protect them. Because we're in this lodge that is built in the early 1900s. I think it was like 1920, 1930. It was a Lee Harvey Hoover project. And it swayed. I thought that the glass was going to break, but joke's on me, it's plexiglass. But that right there, my mom called up because, as all parents would when a major earthquake happened, they're calling to make sure that their kids are okay. How are the kids doing? Do we need to come up and get them? What do we need to do? And when my mom called and asked, this was told to me a few years after, after I tried to apply, and my mom, we were having this conversation about all of this. And she basically said, I called up there and your camp director was like, you make sure she applies because I will make sure she gets hired, even though she won't be 18 when she graduates high school. Nowhere did my mother say that to me, because I'm this rule follower and I hate to break the rules. So anyways, that's why you should always try. It doesn't hurt to try. I know she should have told me. My mom's like, I was nudging you in the right direction. But that's okay. But that's one of those things where a door closed. I thought it was closed. So had I known that, I would have applied. But, it's okay. It's really okay. Sometimes things just aren't supposed to be in your journey. So I got to go. I have an essay to write, and I've been procrastinating. Love you, Corey, and have a great Tuesday. You too, Brianna. I think I'm probably going to close this out because you're the only one that wanted to show up and say hi. So I will talk to you later. Next Tuesday then? Still on for next Tuesday. Good luck with your essay writing. I know you'll get an A. You'll do great. What are you having to write it on, by the way? How you shouldn't, it's okay to fail. Hope I've been a little bit of inspiration and everything. So that's all I want to be in life. I want to help people out. Oh my God, I got to pick the topic, so that's why I've been prepped. Well, why don't you just write on it's okay to fail? There you go. I think you should do that. See, I helped you with your essay. You got it. If I only touch one person in the rest of my life, then that's all I need to do. That's all I was here for. So, all right, I'll see you later. You guys have a good night. And I want to hear about I want to see a video of you reading your essay on failure. So, love you all. Good night.